Hey, it's Mel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be a bit different, as today I'm going to be talking about popular conspiracy theories of the Denver International Airport. Now, before I continue, let me just say that I am interested in true crime and unsolved cases, but I'm also interested in conspiracy theories. Now, I only believe the ones that are not that insane. I've never done one of these videos on my channel before. I'm trying to switch things up. With all that said and done, let's get into today's video. The Denver International Airport was opened on the 28th of February 1995, and it's located in Denver, Colorado. It's the largest US airport, covering over 33,000 acres. It's not just a normal airport, like, considering how it looks inside and out, it's very unusual. The airport architect was Curtis Ventris. Construction of the airport originally costed up to $4.8 billion. When the airport first opened in February 1995, it was 16 months behind schedule. It took a while to build this airport, and at first people didn't know why this airport was even being built in the first place, since there was already an airport in Denver and much easier to get to than this one. The Denver airport and the other airport was only 25 miles apart from each other, so many people just thought this was a waste of money and time. So after construction of the Denver airport was finished, it ended up costing double the price. Now, like I mentioned before, there was already an airport in Denver, so people were starting to question, why does the Denver airport take so long to get built, and why did it cost so much? I mean, it's an airport. Now, my opinion, airports, I'm guessing, do cost a lot of money, so that to me is not suspicious of the price. Before I go on to talk about creepy art in the airport, let me just say that I respect artists, I respect their work, I respect how these artists are able to create big sculptures. It's amazing. I love museums, I love art, but some of it is a bit too much, okay? I'm not disrespecting art, I'm just saying it's a little creepy. And you're going to understand why I'm saying that in a minute. There is a 32-foot demonic-looking blue Mustang sculpture placed at the entrance of the airport, and it has glowing red eyes. It was built by artist Luis Jimenez. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, I am so sorry. And he is from Texas. Now, I've looked at his artwork and it is very dark and gothic, and that's his kind of thing. This horse sculpture is made from fiberglass. Its body is very drawn out, as how the locals actually named the blue horse Lucifer because of its demonic look. Supposedly, the blue Mustang represents one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The 4 horsemen represent death. Now, sadly and oddly enough, on the 13th of June 2006, at age 65, the artist of the Mustang, Luis, died in his studio while making the sculpture. It ended up falling on him and killing him instantly, though the blue Mustang sculpture did end up getting finished and placed at the Denver airport. Now, immediately to me, that's already a bad sign. You know, the artist who made it died from it, not to mention it's placed outside of the airport entrance. Weird place to put it, but okay. It's also got a really skinny and veiny body and glowing red eyes, so nothing positive is coming from this sculpture. Now, in the Denver airport, there are also scary looking gargoyles at baggage claim. Alongside the gargoyles, there are also murals, which are like paintings. These murals are very colourful and were created by Leo Tanguma. These murals are placed at the entrance of the airport. Now, some of them look quite pretty, whereas others are just disturbing. Some people believe that the murals have symbolic messages in them. For example, one mural shows a forest fire and scared children, which are holding glass cases with dead animals inside them. Below the children, there are also 2 glass caskets with bodies in them. In the lower second part of the mural, it shows a positive image of children sat at a table. Some children are dancing alongside animals, and there's a flower in the middle. Now, worthy to mention that some of these murals are 2 pieces, meaning that in the top section, the first image shows chaos, and then in the second image at the bottom, it shows peace and happiness. Leo Tanguma's work is supposed to represent good environment and world peace. And he does this by showing us 2 different images of sadness and then happiness. Leo Tanguma also did another 2-piece mural in the airport, and this specific one is just straight up weird. In the mural, the first scene shows us the destruction of a city with a soldier wearing a gas mask, holding in both hands a sword and a rifle. At the end of the soldier's sword is a dove, so the soldier is like stabbing the dove. At the soldiers' feet there is also children sleeping on bricks, and beside the children there is a sad mum holding what appears to be a dead baby. I'm just saying what the image shows. Obviously in the second scene it shows a more happier image, with children singing and surrounded by a big rainbow and a peace sign, and the dead soldier is at their feet. Sitting on the soldier's body is two doves. Now some people believe that these murals are showing the end of the world. That's a bit far-fetched. Now those are just a few murals I showed you. There are way more in the airport. Now let's talk about the dedication stone. This is what piqued my interest. The dedication stone is called the Masonic Capstone, which is located in the Great Hall of the airport. There is actually a Freemason symbol on the stone itself in the form of a G, and it's also on the braille pad above it. I don't know if it's pronounced braille or braille, by the way. I'm really bad at explaining things today. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with what the Freemasons are, they're basically an all-male secret society group. There is a message on the stone about the presence of a time capsule, which will be opened in the year 2094 and contains various messages. The stone also mentions the New World Airport Commission. This group does not exist, and it didn't exist at the time the stone was dedicated. The stone is dated 19th of March 1994. Now the stone is mounted over the time capsule. Some conspiracy theorists believe that this New World Commission is actually linked to the New World Order. They also believe that the date on the stone, 19th of March 1994, is a secret code. If you add all the numbers together separately, it adds up to 33. The number 33 represents perfection in the highest degree of masonry. And like I mentioned before, there is also a Freemason symbol on the stone itself. Now let's talk about the underground bunkers. Now this is actually not a theory, it's true. Underneath the airport there is an underground area which is 470,000 square feet. However, this area doesn't serve any purpose. So why was it built? There are many theories as to why it was built. Some believe it was built for security reasons. Like in the case of an emergency, it can hold so many people. Another thing that is just random and creepy is that the staff and employees of the Denver airport actually made an alien fake skull and put it in a glass case, and you can see it in the airport. Why that was built, I don't know. Now, if you thought the gargoyles, the blue Mustang sculpture, and, bunkers were not enough to get you creeped out, well, let me just say that this next thing will definitely creep you out, because it creeped me out. The way the runway is set up is just weird. Denver Airport has many surrounding runways, and this is the area where planes can arrive and depart from. The runway is shaped like a swastika. In the middle is the radio tower and around it are the runways, but the way it's set out is weird. It's a giant swastika. When you're above the airport you can clearly see it, and I think this was intentional. Like, someone had to approve this design. Who approved it? Why? And that's not something you want to see when you're about to go on holiday, do you know what I mean? Now for a small update. The controversial mural that depicts the gas mask soldier stabbing a dove. Well, in June 2018 it was said to be removed from the airport, but I don't know fully if it's been removed or if it's still there. Now, final thoughts. I think that the gargoyles, the paintings, the demonic blue horse, they're all creepy, that's obvious. But as for the dedication stone and the layout of the runway, the fact that it looks like a swastika and the dedication stone talking about a time capsule, those are interesting, but that runway just creeps me out. There's so many questions that we probably will never get an answer to, and I find these extremely interesting, so if you want me to make more, then just leave me a comment below. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Take care, bye.